On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Look at me. Go. Hey, stand off him.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. Blitz coming, and down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. And connecting here with DJ Chark. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
You niggas been in the mic the whole time because I have a mic up the whole time like bullshit.
Here's 1st and 10.
You playing your game? Nigga, I been looking for that stream like a motherfucker. That bitch ain't even up.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he will lose
see?
yardage back to the
because they say you in the franchise, but it didn't say score nothing. I know you're playing.
2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I'm playing my game in my other franchise.
Really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Hey, box drop. Hey, go.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schwartz. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
So, Arthur, you win or you lose?
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. This is caught, and they are able to stop it.
Come on, weak ass.
All the way to the 2. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb, and he takes this one in for a Brown score.
Nigga say I've been playing Fortnite.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games.
That bitch way long.
But just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes.
These are good analogies.
Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
Hey, Black, you know in your league I'm in with y'all, cause all I did, I turned my dude Paris Nicholson on hybrid, cause the nigga speed at 98, cause. But on this bitch, I'm on right on the league I'm in, nigga, his shit can't get 90. His speed ain't going up not one bit.
On second down, here's Fournette. A big seam, and he
My safety.
all the way. The 20. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory.
No, I'm saying, I'm talking about on my team when I be doing the little training and you get to boost them up. Yeah, my nigga speed, I do the same thing on him on this game, but my nigga speed ain't went up not one time. But on the other one, he didn't got 3 speed boosted. Yeah, but on this bitch, they ain't trying to give me none of that shit.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Boy, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, son.
Second and 5 now. Minshew.
Oh, no, we got it's all about what we get back in return. I don't care about. I was more hurt about Calais Campbell, but Ngakoue, he was replaceable. The nigga, but Calais was still one of the best. He was like top 2 DTs in the league last year. His rating went up on Matt. It was a 94 at the start of this year. His bitch is 95 on the other game, or 96 one of the motherfuckers on 21.
Be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 7.
Tell nigga, Arthur, no sir. Try again, big dog.
The first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. So hang on, a big call coming on.
Come on, man. They don't want to get my pick, but they're going to say I pass the trenches, man.
Instead, P.I. gives him the first.
Come on.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the penalty, Chubb, and he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
10-2 so.
To throw on third down, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to...
Oh, I was supposed to outrun him.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
What happened?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile,
Some of
they
them artists
take
say,
a
nah,
shot
nigga,
to
you
start
think
the
it did
drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Fournette, a first down carry. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because in a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Off play action, it's Minshew. Dancing to his left. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Minshew. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 12-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now Leonard Fournette. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
I don't know what's happening to my phone. I keep trying to answer.
Free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I was calling because, you know, it is late, and I was trying to see if you made it to the stove.
It's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
You said you was going to the stove.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves him in pretty good shape. On 2nd down, Minshew. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the
You all right?
Olivier Vernon able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining.
You close to the house?
Step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's the 7th play of this drive.
Where the hell where you at?
Minshew sets to throw. Got his man, it's caught.
Huh?
Touchdown, Jaguars.
You just took a drive?
His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
Oh, he made you mad?
Point after by Lambeau, up and And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
You still in a minute?
For the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
I said, did you still need a minute? I see what you on your way
to get started.
Still out.
The last time they had it, what steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
All right.
First down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman.
So he drafted Trevor Lawrence.
Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Chubb with a carry on first down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd and 9 now. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. This is intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will take this across midfield and down.
I bet he's going to be like that nigga. How did they get way back there that fast? That my nigga fast. Good shit, Perry.
What lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on
the fuck this nigga be running,
so
but
when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Hell no, he ain't streaming that damn game.
But that one incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Open man is Higgins. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 27 yards there, a first down.
Here we go. Hey, Charlie. Now. Minshew,
1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw it. Minshew eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Come on, set. 50, plant. Hey, stand up.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And Lambeau will put this one through. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Fielded at the 20. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind.
What's the scope?
Because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Huh?
The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Second and 1. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Lawrence. He finds Beckham complete. 20, 10, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his second touchdown on the season, and the Browns get a score closer. Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
Hey, Delta. 5.
They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though,
You won a Super Bowl yet?
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
From the 24, they'll go again on
got
second
something
and
deep on
10.
your ass.
Check 25. Look, squeeze.
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And down he goes, but he takes it.
That's like the nigga I'm playing. He got cornerbacks at every linebacker position, but
Yeah, another good run.
I run that bitch.
He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The lines move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
To throw again on second down. Minshew nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Olivier Vernon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now Minshew being chased out. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They begin this drive with Chubb. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And again, it's Chubb. Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard.
This nigga needs to stop. He needs to figure out that he ain't gonna get shit. He got 14 rushes for 19 yards.
In and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Don't you think he want to quit?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Lawrence. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The Browns drive about to get started.
60 or 59 Mike, check, 59. Ready?
Throwing after the interception. Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Anthony Brown. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Minshew. And he completes it to Westbrook. Past the 20. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
That should have been more so passing friends than They like, boy, I tell you, they like home
they face a second and long
game.
following the holding penalty. They'll go play action here with Minshew. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that's caught inside.
One hand catch that bitch ass nigga didn't chart.
It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Tell him catch his Wheaties, nigga.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10, just outside the 30.
Leo.
Fournette. And he'll be brought down on what's
I'm surprised they getting out blocked.
Final play of this third quarter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Like 22, he's counting 22. Yep. Hey, we gotta get this stop. 80 weapon. 22, like 22. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. In for the score. And the Jaguars are able to...
I don't want to get my touchdown. Stop playing with me, man. He's trying to let me watch it. Hello.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Don't touch that. No, don't touch it. I see this, dog. Damn, is this on? He knows.
Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time
he put the nigga back on the other side.
We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play.
They got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 36 yards on the play. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. He's going to float this one deep right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 13.
You better get up out that formation real fast, big dog.
You can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, 87 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this is exactly where
what the nigga Derek doing, bro? Oh, do you win the game already?
You count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them
what
back
quarter?
on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, me too.
Jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled.
I'm blowing the nigga out. I'm playing
into the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two.
And they got 15 rushing yards for niggas for 24.
And finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They run it again with Chubb. And he's got some space here. Through an opening, and there he goes.
They finally let the nigga get one.
For a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal situation.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think
these niggas love getting out their players when I'm running the ball, boy. That nigga got that bitch that nigga fast in the hole. He said, hell no.
To go back to those memories, but you know, when I was calling college football,
nope. Come the fuck on with that bullshit, man.
I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously that begs the question, what game was it?
That was...
Why didn't you start running the ball?
Anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. Olivier Vernon, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete.
There we go.
Let's see who this is on.
Speak the truth.
Trying to defend the out route there. Got
Speak the truth, ain't it,
you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. And you got caught in between and created a foul.
Touch the fuck down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Minshew. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
That nigga is throwing some motherfucking dimes, boy.
His first touchdown of the new season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau.
Arthur, what do you think the score is right now, Arthur?
He will swell by one more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
What's the score is?
And no return on this one as the fair catch.
Hey, you whooping that double touchdown. I go, coach. I'm beating this dude 52-18.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Two jet bombers. It's just me and you. Watch the twist. Watch the defense.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been.
I only got 2 minutes left. How many times you got the game over now?
Got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26.
Oh, yeah, he must be going ahead and say good game, fam.
A run for Nick Chubb.
Man,
I'm mad at this nigga up 100 yards rushing, cuz that one long ass run, boy, pissed me off.
all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Look, we all Super Bowl champs this year on the franchise
So for the
somewhere.
36 now. 1st and 10. Chubb. It was Taven Bryan.
Go ahead, keep running, man.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Now Chubb. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for a touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile.
He got that
about it.
bitch in, so it's not
the
22,
extra point.
22. Well, yeah.
It's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. They're on to the 4th quarter now, by the way, at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. And the Panthers looking pretty good. Their lead growing even further. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them.
Who your sister? Who you fun with?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just picked up. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he will get into the end zone.
Niggas say cause he rushed for one of me because I had to run for a long touchdown too, cause they finally gave me that bit.
You play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that
59-24, Arthur.
I struggle with it.
thanks to my nigga 75-yard rushing.
On the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop him.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited.
I know he probably thought I was gonna pass the ball, but I didn't pass it. I just really wanted to run the ball.
Hurt feelings or anything like that.
Because he broke 2 long runs on me with Nick Chubb, bitch ass.
The Browns drive about to get started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches, be honest, I'm going to forget today.
He was for the truck, my nigga, though.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
I'm talking my nigga was for the boom.
Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
On the ground, it's Chubb. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. Second down coming up. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Yep.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And
not if you play me
guys, they're just saying,
in the championship.
Those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jaguars, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they
I beat him in all. I had 220 yards rushing.
Meanwhile, for Cleveland, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis,
like the last time we won that one time.
Brandon Gaudin, you've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I'm like, you finish playing for it, because I'm done for tonight. I said, that nigga said, I threw 6 touchdowns, cuz. Both of my receivers, my running back had over 200 yards rushing. Both of my receivers had over 100 yards. I think I had, let me see, I can make sure. I might have had 3 receivers over 100 yards. Nope, one, he just had a long catch. It was almost. None of his receivers had over 100 yards. I did a play like how you did on me, cuz. I run a familiar play that niggas like watch me all the time, and then how you shoot a nigga up like streak up and make me get off my safety and go the other way. He did that bitch and have a running back on straight to the field. He faster than a linebacker and a 2 safety that was playing their zones and a 3, and I just threw it right in the middle. Ooh, he burnt the nigga. Touchdown. Good job, sir. My nigga Leonard Fournette ready for. He ready to talk about a contract. 5 years, $30 million, nigga. That is nothing. Sold. Nigga, I got 95 million. Come on, nigga. Go ahead and say you want that like fast. I know, man. Oh, DD, you want? Ooh, you kind of higher than my other nigga, boy. But you know, I got $90 million in the account. I know, man. I got money for all of us. Hey, cuz, nigga, I'm about to log out, cuz.